that was also one of the things that carried me through the pandemic was like the gaming and Riot community. So I did a lot of streaming and stuff. So to be able to kind of continue to have those two worlds overlap, gaming and music, especially through Riot, because that is just like home to me and to us now. It was awesome. I mean, it was so fun.
Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Roxanne. We are backstage at King Tut's in Glasgow against the current playing tonight. The band join me now. How are you guys?
Hello, we're doing good.
Good to see. Welcome back to the UK. It's lovely to have you over here once again.
So nice to finally be back after 2.5 very long years of no UK.
Yeah, just a bit. Very long years. I mean, my God, it must be really, really nice to be back over here. And also playing live shows again in general. You know, that's something everyone's been saying, right? You guys must have missed it, and being back on stage again has got to be a really lovely feeling.
Yeah, it's been great, but the UK crowds are awesome. So for us, we did play a couple of US shows last year. Got like a little teaser of what it would be like, so it's nice to be back on a proper tour.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been checking out the set list as well, you know, ahead of seeing you guys play tonight. Very, very nice choice in there. Notice the Taking Back Sunday cover in there as well. Let's start there. I mean, absolute banger, so great choice. But why that song? When did that kind of decision come to be?
I mean, yeah, it's just an awesome song, like whether you know it or not. And also when we were working on Fever, we were just like kind of diving into all that music that kind of, you know, inspired us in the beginning. And it just felt like really right. I mean, at least like musically, me and Dan were very much drawing a lot of inspirations from that record and other records like that. So we were just kind of messing around one day and it like felt really awesome. And yeah, it's super fun to play live too.
Yeah, it definitely fits the vibe of the material from the last EP, actually. That's really interesting you were diving back into that, for sure.
Yeah, the guitars and stuff, we were very much in like that mode working on Fever, so.
No, really cool fit, really cool fit. And I should say, you know, since we last kind of caught up and everything and around the last EP and stuff, a little bit more new music. Let's kind of talk about that. So Wildfire's been out since we last kind of chatted. Another collaboration with League of Legends, which is very, very cool to see as well. When did that one kind of come to be? Is that, how does it work, I suppose? Is that something you guys had as an idea already, or was it a more direct collaboration with those writers and all that kind of stuff?
So that song actually existed for another project, essentially, that I had been kind of part of, totally irrelevant for music or whatever, over the pandemic. And basically that whole thing, like I left, the whole thing like kind of like went away, but that song we still had it kind of on the back burner, and we had worked with Mako on it, who had done Legends Never Die with us, and then Phoenix with Me as our other League of Legends song. And when the LEC approached us, the European League for League of Legends, and was like, hey, we would really like to do a song together, we were like, we kind of have one that kind of fits the bill already. And it was written way more for kind of TV vibes at the time. So like Dan and Will just took it and completely transformed it into an Against the Current song. And then Vedius and Dracos hopped on it as well. And that was, it just kind of came like that,
It's got to be nice to be hopping back in that to communicate again. Because, like, since I spoke, you know, Legend Never Dies, been certified gold and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very cool. Congrats on that again. But, like, that's got to be so lovely to be able to take your music and find an audience that's clearly so receptive to what you guys do. It's got to be a lovely collaboration again.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, that was also one of the things that carried me through the pandemic was, like, the gaming and Riot community. So I did a lot of streaming and stuff. So to be able to kind of continue to have those two worlds overlap, gaming and music, especially through Riot, because that is just like home to me and to us now. It was awesome. I mean, it was so fun, and it was also just a really fun thing that we got to do. We got to film the video in December, and being back just like on a full set like that. And you know, we filmed a couple videos throughout the pandemic where we were separated. During the Weapon video, we weren't together. During the That Won't Save Us acoustic video, we were not together physically. So it was nice to kind of be on like a proper set and feel like a little bit of normalcy. And the fire,
And the fire always helps. Yeah. That's always nice to get you in the zone right there.
The fire
briefing. It was so cold.
Was it really?
So honestly, without the pyro, like that whole experience would have been very different.
It was like
so exciting
the
when they turned
coldest day in LA.
Oh man.
All year. It was like 0 degrees Celsius, which is like never happens in LA, because they were both overnight shoots.
Right.
And it was like in these like metal tin warehouses that are essentially being outside. And the other thing was that I had been getting my hair and makeup done, and halfway through they, you know, called the safety meeting to like kind of prep everyone. And then they go, by the way, no hairspray, because you'll catch on fire.
Oh,
After
God.
I already had hairspray in my hair.
Good thing you checked that one.
So,
I mean,
yeah, we had never been on a set with so much pyro before, so yeah.
Nice to throw it in there.
Yeah,
fits the tune, works well. And is this originally going to be, like, is that one you had earmarked for the next EP and all that kind of stuff? Is that going to be featured on there, or is this sort of a separate thing?
We don't know.
We don't know.
I think it just stands alone. Yeah,
that was the plan. We'll see.
Yeah, it definitely fits the vibe, so it kind of makes sense. But I did want to mention that because, we know this has kind of been a kind of two-part project. We've had Fever out there already. We're going to have this next EP. How are you viewing that in terms of, Chrissy, when I chatted to you around the release, you were kind of saying, it's part one of two. Does it still feel like kind of two parts of the same thing, or are you kind of reacting against it? What's the vibe at the minute?
We always kind of saw the two parts as being a little bit, I don't know what the word is, like that they would contrast each other a bit. Okay. So the second piece always had a different energy in our heads. I don't know if that's how it's actually going to turn out.
Okay.
I think the thing is, like, over the pandemic and pre-pandemic, everybody made a lot of plans and all of those plans changed. So I don't feel particularly drawn to commit to anything now in terms of direction and feeling and that kind of thing. I think it just kind of depends. We have like a bunch of songs that we've already demoed out, but I think it depends on just like when we get back in, what kind of like mindset we're in. Yeah. We've also loved Fever so much that we're like, maybe we just stay in this kind of zone. Maybe we don't go into a different zone. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely hit so well with the fans, though. But you must have been delighted with the way that's kind of gone down with everybody, for sure.
Yeah, we were not sure when we put out that one. Save us. We're just watching to see.
It's hit or miss.
Which in hindsight, I mean, it's uncomfortable. It's usually a good sign. Yeah, so, but it was definitely, we're like, we're going for it. We're going for it.
Hey, worked well, paid off. It always pays off like that. One thing I do want to ask you about as well is because that last EP was so collaborative, so many amazing co-writers on there and stuff. It's just such a cool thing to see you guys do. Is that something you're looking to pursue more now as well? Any co-writers, any little guests on there?
Yeah, I think we have a pretty solid group of people that we like working with, so I think we kind of just want to keep. I don't know that we're looking to like go outside of that. Obviously, if someone cool comes in, but like we have just such a strong group of people. We do have like one person that we've been talking to that we're super interested in working on, but like in terms of like co-writers, like some of that I just love working with the people that we worked with on Fever, so I'd definitely love to work with all of them again.
Well, fair enough. Well, I will mention on collaborations, Chrissy, we chatted with the State Champs boys the other week.
Yeah.
Heard that track. That's a big old tune, man. That's
Did you hear it?
Oh, I've heard it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Imagine I'm just bullshitting you there. Like, it's big, sure. No, it's a really, really good tune.
It's a good song.
Yeah, and it stands out in that record as well because it's so different from what I'd expect from them as well. It's got almost, I remember Derek saying it's kind of like a bit of a stadium type feel to it as well, right?
When he sent it to me, he was kind of like, he's like, it's like, the sun setting on the outdoor festival vibe, like, everybody, people on each other's shoulders, that kind of thing. Because when he asked me, he was like, hey, would you ever be interested? And I was like, of course. And he was like, here's the song. And I was just like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, yeah, obviously I'm interested. The song's amazing. So I'm very excited. Too. I've just heard, I think, the final mix or master. Cool. I think so. I'm very excited for it to come out. Should be awesome. And also, we toured with them so many years ago, and I would go out on stage and sing a song with them that featured Jewel Vera, I believe. So it's nice to finally kind of like bring it full circle and have a proper feature with them. So yeah.
And presumably you have the chance to do it live as well, because this summer there's kind of big plans afoot. Obviously Sad Summerfest, they're on that lineup as well. What a lineup that is, by the way. My God, that's like Rock Soundfest right there. It's absolutely huge. We love that, dude. But that's got to be nice as well, because in the way that like I talk to music fans all the time who really miss that idea of whether it's a Warped Tour type thing or whatever, but just being able to see so many of your favorite bands at once on a day across the US like that. You must be delighted to be able to hop on something like that, right?
Yeah, especially because we've only done one Warped Tour, and it was kind of like, it was obviously in the later years of Warped Tour, kind of towards the end, so it didn't maybe have the same sparkle that it once had at that point. So it's nice to do something that's very fresh, but at the same time very nostalgic. So it kind of has the elements of both. It still has all of its sparkle to it, but it has all of that kind of familiarity as well.
Yeah.
It's concise too. It's a nice amount of time.
Yeah.
Just like a month, exactly.
One month.
1 month.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
it.
2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, no running between like a million different stages in the massive heat. That's going to be a lot easier to kind of handle that one for sure. One more thing I did want to mention. It's a silly question, but I do like it. Will, I saw you tweeting the other day, man.
Oh no.
This could go so many ways.
Is that a great start to a question? Great start to a
so
sentence.
many ways.
Sorry, Mom.
This was a nice one. This was an easy one, but you were just like basically touting your dream collab, shooting your shot at Tom DeLonge there on Twitter,
yes.
man. I just wanted, I mean, obviously legend, but why in particular? Because I do actually think, all joking aside, be a really nice fit that with what you guys are doing in a minute in particular.
It would.
Yeah.
Again, also during the pandemic, we were just like, basically, I don't know, we're big Blink fans, and we were just doing deep dives into like every band because everyone, you know, we had all the time in the world.
Sure.
And we're just massive Tom DeLonge fans, and like we miss him so much in Blink. He was, you know, obviously like such a vital part of that.
Sure.
And also, I feel like he's better than ever right now.
Man, that Angels
In a
record
lot
was
of
so
ways.
good as
Yeah.
well.
And I can just hear him and Chrissy just like working so well. I want you, Tom DeLonge. We want you, Tom DeLonge. Hit us up.
Tom,
Slide
I know
into
you
those
watch
DMs.
these. I know you watch
Slide
these,
those
man.
DMs, please.
Come on, shout them out. Guys, before I let you go and get ready for a show, this is a big question to finish, right? Because I realize we basically just passed, or just in the era of, about a decade as a band now, right? I mean, when was first single? 2012?
We passed it. We first became a band in 2011.
Man.
Yeah.
So
But,
when was
like,
first
we didn't
single?
do anything-
2012, something like that?
Yeah, the first
Right,
single was
okay, cool.
2012.
When Infinity
so.
came out, that's kind of like when we started putting out the original
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So what year was that? 2014?
That was 2013, I believe.
2013,
we've
because
been
Gravity
nice.
came out 2014.
Right,
Yeah.
sure. Man,
So-
looking at
But
at
Thinking
release of
came out
decades.
in
Yeah.
2012.
That's the one.
Yeah,
There
the
it is.
first single. is
Man,
2012.
so there's the
10
question I
years.
always like when we hit these big anniversaries like that. If you could go back, what do you kind of wish you'd known back then that you know now about life in the band and what you guys have achieved? Is there anything you could go back and tell yourself in a time machine?
I mean, yes and no, because here's the thing. It's like the good and the bad, the ugly, you ended up where you ended up.
Sure.
So you don't know if you change one thing, how that changes the string of events coming out of it. I think the one thing that I would tell myself is to stick to your gut a lot more. I think I spent a lot of time doubting myself and believing anybody else around me, whether it be because they were older or because they had just been in the industry longer or they had some kind of title at a label or whatever it was. I realized no one knows against the current better than the three of us do.
Sure.
And we've been the ones that, for all of the big moments, and I don't mean this in a cocky way, for all the big moments and the big milestones we have achieved, it's been because of the three of us.
Of
and
course,
there's been
yeah.
amazing people behind us, of course, that have supported us and have gotten us there. But I think that in the past, we have given way too much credit to everybody other than ourselves. And if we had stuck to our guts a little bit more and stood up for some of the things that we believed in a little bit more, that we would have, I don't know what would have changed, but at least we would have felt better about it,
Right.
about some of those things.
Yeah.
It's just, we should have empowered ourselves more.
Yeah, a nice place to end up at now,
Yeah.
though, for sure. Realizing that
Yeah.
it's like,
Luckily,
yeah, we know
were
ourselves.
we were babies when we started, so
Yeah.
we're not too old. We're still young.
Yeah, we're
That's the lucky part, you know. It's
a
like
good age to learn a lesson. It's
coming out the
fine.
other side at 25, 26,
it's
ready
gonna
to
work.
ready to do it better than ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, no, onwards and upwards for sure. Again, you know, I've told you guys before, love that EP. Can't wait to hear what's coming next.
Thank
Looking
you,
forward to seeing the show tonight. And yeah, look forward to seeing you back in the UK again, whenever that may be as well. So yeah, all good stuff, man. All right, lovely to see you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Woo, woo,
Woo!
sheesh. Big woos all round against current, everybody.